Hey, welcome to Today Off. My name is Corey, and today I'm sitting with Miss Gabby Bach, the managing editor of Beauty Launchpad, and all that noise that you hear in the background, that is ABS. They had us out this year. Really cool this year. They did a little bit different. They actually gave us a booth on the floor, so that's kind of fun. A little hard to focus, but it's kind of fun.
No, it's been fun hanging here. I feel like we're also kind of in the back, like we're behind the barber stage, so it's like, I feel like I've been able, like I was definitely worried about getting distracted, like all the noise and all the chaos, and it feels like it's been it's fun to be a part of the energy, but also I don't feel like it's too overwhelming.
Not yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. No, it's pretty cool. It is kind of nice being like off the center. Actually, I don't know. I'd love that too. I like to be on the island.
Yeah.
I like to be in the Babyless booth.
Just
Babyless,
do it
Babyless.
where it's loud.
Just not
Baby
baby
bliss.
just not baby bliss. We learned that today.
Yeah.
Just not baby bliss.
No.
So you're pretty excited about our guest today.
Yes, I am. So I started with Beauty Launchpad in August of 2022, and it was fun because when I first started with the magazine, I looked back to a lot of the content they'd created previously, so there's a lot of people whose faces I saw, but I never really got a chance to connect with.
Yeah.
And one of these guests is one of those individuals because he's done a cover with us before, and he also did a whole bunch of like web content, and I was just kind of seeing his face everywhere, but didn't get a chance to meet him until last year, and so now getting to do this is fun. It just feels like a very nice continuation. So should I just bring in our guest? Should we just get into it?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
All right, our guest today. You may know them just like all over the place. They're hairstylists, they're comedians, they're doing all the things.
The snark artist.
The snark artist, yeah, sure. It's Jacob Kahn and Ben White.
Oh, hello.
She. What's up, boys?
What's up?
What's up?
That's a throwback to Chris Jones.
What did Jonesy say?
Oh, have you ever had him on?
We're having him on at premiere this year.
All right, I'm
Oh,
going to
nice.
guess that he will start the podcast
Go
by
ahead.
going, she, into the microphone, because that's what he did to us. That just made me think of him in the moment. Sorry.
She.
Just make the like audio peak.
Yeah.
She. Yo, that's good.
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
Maybe we should just like cut that in too.
Yeah, I'm happy they
We'll
put
beat
you
him
in the barber area of the event, because barbers are all known for being real quiet.
Yeah, really.
Exactly. That's fair. Yeah.
So dead.
Shh. And it
On
doesn't smell like
stage and in life, they're just not really talking.
it doesn't smell like weed here
Meditative
at all.
people.
I know, it's like I almost got lost here because I had to walk through a cloud of vape smoke, but I did make it.
It's so
Do you
funny.
think they put you here, Corey, because they think you're a barber?
Everybody thinks I'm
You
a
got a
barber.
beard.
Yeah.
I got a beard. It's a beard. You get a tattoo and you get a beard, and that's
Yeah.
you're part of the club.
There.
But you know what? It's all cool. I don't mind. Have you guys ever been to like a barber show?
Like specifically only barber
Yeah.
shows. I mean, I went to Premiere Anaheim.
Oh!
Look, hey, sorry. No, we were there too. But there's a lot of barber brands there. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, it's LA, right?
You set me
Yeah,
up for that too.
Yeah. Well, they set themselves up. Let's
So
be honest.
I didn't know. No, I haven't been to like BarberCon or like
Yeah.
any of that stuff. It looks fun though. I mean, have you? What do you think?
Yeah,
of that?
yeah. We've been to a couple of them. We've been to BarberCon in LA and in Texas.
Is
so-
it a fully different vibe? Like, what's it like?
Oh yeah, the whole time I think I'm gonna get my ass kicked. You know how barbers are, man.
People are mad. It's like an angry energy
Oh yeah,
at
but-
BarberCon.
yeah. It was all like mad dogging everyone. You know, like
People with fades giving people fades.
people with
Get it?
fades giving
Fading
fades,
people.
and they're also like lining it up too. You know, so
Yeah.
I've never seen so many
That does
that
help.
line up beards.
Yeah, sure.
You know.
I meant like knocking people out, like you get faded. You know?
Yeah, I get you.
Crossfaded?
And crossfaded.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a different vibe for sure.
we'll have to go. We'll dress as ladies and we'll go.
You know what we
We'll
did?
go incognito.
We did a podcast with Richie the clown guy.
Oh
The-
yeah,
where
I love looking at that guy. Whenever I get sad, I just look at Richie the clown.
You know what's funny about Richie? I don't know how we're going to get on Richie, but we'll get in and out of it really quick. One of the first times I met him, we were talking to him, and he goes, "Everybody loves the clown," and I'm like, "No, Richie,
Certainly they don't.
not."
You know, I could make this really dark and say that we're not that far from John Wayne Gacy, where he
Literally.
Well, yeah,
was.
literally, yeah. I mean, he terrified
that's-
all of us.
Yeah, and that's John Wayne Gacy was the one who dressed as a clown, right? And then
Yeah, he
also
was a clown, and then
Blake-
had the basement
He
filled
was a
with little
child
boys.
serial killer.
Yes,
as
yes,
well.
yes.
You're
Yeah,
right.
but he was
Yeah.
also a clown. Like that was the thing.
Say that almost nobody likes a clown. Like that is, if I would go as far as to say that it's 80% of people go, no, thank you.
No, thank you, clown.
I actually don't hate them. I don't hate them.
What's- I
Have
don't-
you
I don't-
watched the live action One Piece? Buggy the Clown? Hot
Yes.
as fuck. I'll say
No.
that.
Oh, boy. boy.
Like, I honestly
You
did,
watched the live action One Piece?
Of course
With
I
Buggy
did.
the Clown?
I mean, I watched.
What do you mean no?
That he was hot?
Yes.
I will give you. Zoro was hot in that. That's
Okay.
about it. And then what's her name? The main girl?
Nami?
Yeah, Nami was super hot, but I want to do her hair. She got a
Zoro?
great haircut. Yeah, they in a lot of these animes they're taking like random stuff. Like they got a lot of Zoro. Like for some reason there's always Muhammad Ali in a lot of animes.
So
and
you
stuff
haven't
like
seen
that.
the like buggy thirst traps? People that went off when
No,
live
I
action One
haven't.
Piece came out. People started making thirst traps of the actor who played the clown.
So
the clown in
I
One Piece.
watch a lot of
Pirate
anime, so
clowns.
I'll watch the live actions. And that one honestly didn't
It's
disappoint me
good.
that much. I did like it. I'm happy it's renewed for a new season. But
Yes, I'm psyched for the second season.
we're
I'm
totally
lost, Ben.
we've
Purely
shut
because of
these
Buggy
two
the
out.
Clown.
We've
Yeah.
shut them out.
It's just us.
We'll have to
I
come
love
back.
this.
We'll do another anime episode later. But.
Yeah, I'll catch you guys later.
Ben is like, we talked about this on another podcast too. It's like no sci-fi, no animation, none
Whoa.
of that. Nothing that couldn't be possibly going on all the time for real.
There's enough interesting things in the normal world. We don't have to go learning about.
I love
Oh,
all
what-
that. I love
what's your go-to?
sci-fis, dystopians,
Me too.
all the things. All right, then this is you and I. We'll
Yeah.
just we can
What-
just
so
ditch them.
Ben, what do you? Yeah, like
Yeah, what's your go-to,
he
Ben?
doesn't go to anything.
I
He
don't
goes
go. I go out.
out.
Cannot relate.
I live my
Cannot
life
relate.
in the real world.
Yeah, he doesn't watch
amongst the
anything.
people.
Doesn't
Nothing.
watch any TV.
No movies, no nothing.
I hate
I
that for
don't
you
care
because
about
that's
that.
my whole life. I hate leaving the house, but I will watch movies and television
He-
religiously.
He has seen movies and television. He's heard of them.
I've seen, I've seen some things, but
Like a cinema. This is a cinema.
this.
no,
this
this
is
is
a
a convention
venue.
center.
He's
This
been
is
to
a
the
convention
cinema.
center.
No,
He's been
yeah,
to the
yeah.
cinema.
He's been to the cinema.
What's the
Yeah,
last
no.
movie you've seen in theaters?
Oh, that's a good question.
Wicked. You saw
Well, I
Wicked
watched
No,
Wicked
I'm-
because
by himself.
on Christmas.
what was that like?
On Christmas?
He didn't know I was home. He could have called
Yeah.
me to see it.
No,
but-
because our friend Allie Davis that works with us said that it was the best thing ever, and I never even heard the story. Didn't know anything
I still
about
haven't
it.
heard it.
It's about the Wizard of Oz witch lady, the Green Lady. It's,
Well,
it's
not-
fine.
So
The
what'd you
Wizard
think?
of Oz is not the Green Lady. It's a Wicked Witch of the West.
Well, yeah, but
Well,
the
I mean,
story,
it's
the
in the Wizard of
world
Oz,
Wizard of
It
Oz
is about the
world.
Wizard of Oz. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
It was fine.
And before that, the last movie that he saw was the Barbie movie. With
Really?
me.
Oh,
With
geez,
me.
Yeah.
This is
With
very.
you?
Yeah.
Just the
It
two of
feels
you?
like a
Yes.
brand. Like it
So
feels
it
like
wasn't
that's
like a double
a.
date.
Well,
It
we got
was.
stuck in what city
It
were we
was
in?
somewhere in Florida, Pensacola.
We had taught a class, and then our flight, we missed the
Our
flight or it got canceled.
Nice.
So we had to stay overnight. There was the only hotel was like a dirt hotel, like
Ugh.
the worst hotel, where you walk into the room and you're like, why is the room wet? Like everything in the room is wet. The air is sort of wet. You know, it
Jesus.
just feels disgusting in there. So we went to go see a movie, and we were like, do we want to see
Oh, it was
Oppenheimer,
Oppenheimer?
Or Barbie.
Barbie.
Yeah, because that was Barbenheimer. That was
or
the whole
both?
thing.
Or do you want to sit there for 6 hours
Well,
and
do
watch
both.
both?
Yeah, it
It's
was like we got to the theater as soon as it opened, like 11 or something, and our flight was at 2. So we looked at the runtime. We meant to watch Oppenheimer, but the runtime was going to be too long
Yeah.
for us to make it back to the airport, and we couldn't miss our flight again.
You
So,
made
the right
it's
choice.
Barbie, dude.
It was that, or just like sit there and do nothing.
Look at
for,
each
like,
other.
in Pensacola dirt
Yeah,
airport,
that's right.
Amazing.
like hotel.
That's
So-
amazing.
But the Barbie movie, I think, was relevant in the hair industry. So you could say you were like doing
Sure,
research.
sure.
Like there was the Barbie
Sure.
blonde and the
We wrote
like.
it. I wrote it off.
Definitely.
Yeah, exactly. As you should. Like there was like all the like.
It was a
There was
work
Barbie
trip.
branded collabs. Like I think I don't know. There was some brands that did some like Barbie.
Oh, it definitely was collab.
For
Or there
sure.
was like
Brand
the
Probably
licensing
collabs.
like
stuff.
Alta sponsored or something.
I think you're
Schwarzkopf
right,
did
right?
some stuff.
Was
I
it
think
Schwarzkopf?
they did
Yeah.
like the blonde because they have their blonde me.
Yeah. Of course.
I mean, I haven't seen it yet. Am I the only
The
one?
Barbie movie?
Yeah.
You're the only one.
You don't
I
need
mean,
to see
it's
it.
fine.
Yeah, it's over. It was a cultural moment that's finished.
Finished.
I love how Ben's rating of everything is. It's fine.
Yeah, no, he
It's
doesn't
fine.
like it.
It's
But
fine.
I mean, it wouldn't have been my first choice of movie to see. You know,
Well, it was.
It would be your second choice.
It was
Yeah.
definitely-
Your second choice.
Oppenheimer was the first, and then it was Barbie.
but
No.
way too long.
I see like basically everything. You know, I like a movie. My wife Shelby hates going to the movies. You know how I get her to go to the
So
movies?
you don't have a date with your wife or your best friend?
Well, she goes.
It's hard, dude.
That's so sad.
She goes, but she's mad. You know, the way you got to
She
get her to
goes
go.
mad.
You got to get her to go by saying like, you don't go. Do you want to go to the movies? You go, hey, do you want to go get popcorn and Twizzlers and have wine? Because now every movie theater is just like a full bar and restaurant as
Yeah.
well. You know, I'm like, you want to go
Finally.
get wine and popcorn? She's like, sure. Where are we going? I'm like, I'm like, how do you not know yet?
Like put the two and the two together.
Raisinets
Her obliviousness is one of my favorite things about her. But,
and live entertainment.
and then she's like, wait a minute, after the previews, and she's like, wait a minute, this is a movie.
This
Yeah.
is a movie.
How long is this gonna be?
What?
Is this one of those talkies? I don't want to be here.
One of these talking. That's fucking good pullback right there.
Okay.
All right, that was awesome. And so, you offended me last time you were on the podcast.
I offended you?
Yeah, you totally did.
What did I do?
You threw up.
I did not throw up.
Sort
I
of.
had to leave because I was having a hole eaten in my esophagus by the world's spiciest chip. And I didn't end up throwing up. I ended up putting myself against a wall between like a plant and a wall so no one could see me at Premiere Orlando. I hid and
Was this
held my
last year?
stomach like, oh,
Yeah.
God, and just like waited for it to digest enough that it would stop burning. It was just like a physical pain like in my chest.
Yeah, I did it with you.
To my stomach. I mean, but it was like I was fine for a while. We got like good 30 minutes, 35 minutes into it, and I was like, all right, fellas, I
I'm out.
need to go to the hospital. So it was crazy. But you know why? Because in the days leading up to it, to train myself to do
No,
the
you
chip,
didn't.
I did the chip 2 times
Fuck
leading
that.
up to it. I did it like one time at the house by myself, and then I did it with our friend Monica as well. I hadn't done the whole thing. I took a quarter of it by myself, and I split it with Monica, and then I did the time
Then
with you
we
as
did
well.
it on at Premiere on
Yeah.
the Ableist stage.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? I was like, okay, we're gonna do this, and it's gonna be this big moment where it's just me and you eating this chip on stage. There's like 16 people decided to come up and do it. It took all the attention
Well,
off.
David had no
It
idea.
ruined it.
Made it
what
less
he was gonna
special.
do. Yeah, right. We couldn't get Jay to do it though. He refused to do it.
Oh, good.
Jay Ladner.
Jay Majors.
Jay Ladner. Yeah, right.
No way.
Jay Ladner's eating a rice cake. So I'm like, oh, this is spicy.
That's fair.
Me.
Jay Ladner thinks mayonnaise is spicy.
That's me. That's me to a T. So
That's so fair.
I really hope Jay hears all of this.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll tag
We're
him
good
in it.
good friends with him. No, we love him.
We love Jay, man. He's
That's
awesome.
so funny.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Just saw him on stage minutes ago.
Minutes
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
Yeah.
I missed that. How was
It was
that?
great. He was up
For
there
social
crushing.
social art house he was up there
Yeah,
for?
yeah.
Yeah.
You know something about Jay that I noticed is that he's always wearing like a full sweatsuit and a jacket and a scarf, and it'll be the middle of the summer and this guy's in like 90 layers. He's
You're
like,
saying this to
Well
your best
wired.
friend who's always in a sweater.
well, this is a
It's wintertime in
tactical
Chicago,
sweater.
dude.
that's fair. It's cold.
Yeah.
Mm.
I asked Jay about that and he's just like, I'm just good, baby.
I'm just cute, baby.
I just feel fine all the time.
I think he's just iron deficient. I think he's just
Maybe
iron
that's
deficient.
true. That's why
Because I
everything's
am
so
because I
spicy.
am iron
Anemic.
deficient. Yeah.
Anemic Jay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
or
you-
anemic. I am also anemic.
Oh my gosh,
Wow.
that's
Are you?
hilarious.
Jeez.
Yes.
Get it together.
She's freezing.
Yeah,
Wait,
I have
who
to
are
get
you?
monthly. I have to get monthly vitamin
invited
B12
her?
injections. I have to take vitamin D
Dude,
pills
I do.
once.
I'd get all of those
week.
things as well, but only because I want to live forever.
That's it.
As a,
Have you seen
No,
those?
No, I have
like,
to do it just to live.
Yeah.
Like I'll just
to
die
live for a small amount
otherwise.
of time.
live
Just
for
to, just to
tomorrow.
keep living.
That's kind of fair.
No, I swear to God, like I was so close to
I
dying
love
right
that.
before I started
I
Beauty
mean, I don't
Beauty
love
Launchpad.
that,
Like
but-
I started Beauty Launchpad and I was like at death's door, and now I'm still alive
Because-
though. We're
Because
kicking.
you hadn't had a B12 shot, or like what was it?
I was anemic. I had like
So
low
you
vitamin
found out
B12.
semi recently about all this.
That was like 3 years ago. Yeah, I got my blood taken and blacked out. And then I got to come back into work. I messaged Allison Osterman, who was with Beauty Launchpad for a decent period of time, and I think you know her because
Yeah,
you've done
yeah.
a lot of stuff with her. Messaged her because she lived in California. Obviously, I'm in Chicago, and was like, "Hey, so I got my blood taken because I had health insurance. So I was like, woo, gonna get blood work done and do all the stuff, be an adult, and do have an adult doctor and all that shit." And
My doctor's a child. My doctor's 13 years old.
It's Doogie.
Doogie.
amazing.
See, I watch TV, man.
Yeah. And so anyway, I messaged her.
82.
The last show had finished. Doogie Howser,
Anyway.
MD.
I've actually never seen an episode.
The good doctor.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but anyway, I messaged her and I was like, "Hey, sorry, I just blacked out. I passed out. But I'm gonna do work. I'll keep working. I'll keep chugging along. But I just was at the
So
doctor.
getting the
blacked
blood,
out.
you passed out giving blood or whatever.
Getting it,
Or
blood
getting
to get it,
taken.
and then they were like, "You're anemic. You have low vitamin B12, like all the things." So we
They're
spent
like, hey,
the last
there's no
few
blood
years.
in this blood, dude.
Yeah, there's nothing here.
There's nothing in this blood.
The
It's
white
just
blood cells. Like I
water.
was just a
Just water.
fucking mess. Like
She's distilled.
yeah, exactly.
Well, that's good. You got it figured out then.
Yeah, that
and,
was.
and if it can be solved with like a B12 and vitamin D, that's not too terrible, you know.
Yeah, and anxiety meds that helps too, Lexapro. This podcast is sponsored by Lexapro.
It is now.
We better get some money from Lexapro.
Yeah.
We all should get money from Lexapro. That's
Yeah.
a whole other story.
Yeah, we're all fucked up. They've been putting Lexapro in the water supply in this entire country for God knows
Exactly.
how long.
Hey, in Atlanta, do they have those like IV like clubs?
Dude, we went
Yeah,
on
we
Wednesday.
went before. Yeah, I go twice
Look
a month.
Stop it.
See, I got a little.
I thought it was heroin.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
it
Fent.
is.
It's
Wait,
just like high right
do you
now.
like it? There's
I
one
do- I
right
do
next
it
to
all
our
the time.
salon. Really?
I do it a lot. Yeah.
We've
Yeah.
been traveling so many weekends in a row right now. And
That you need it.
You just like get beat up by flying and doing all that stuff.
So
And
what's
we-
the benefits and stuff like that? Like walk me down that.
You can pick what you want in there. They have all these different ones. It's like a base.
Can you
and
get a
then
Hannah
can
handy
add-
there?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Oh my God.
Right in there.
Little
And
throwback
that's a
to when we
reference
weren't
nobody
recording.
understands.
Yeah, because we weren't recording for it. A Hannah Handy is it's a sexual favor that you
No,
pay
it's not.
for.
It's a blow dryer.
Oh,
It's a
a blow
salon.
dryer.
I'm sorry. I thought it was something in
Handy
Vietnam.
Hannah.
This is we're going to bleep this whole episode.
No,
now.
I'm not.
I told Corey, I was
So
like, you're
not.
going to have to make this episode marked explicit on Spotify.
Yeah. No, so you can get, we got the immune package, which is like a huge, massive dose of vitamin C. It's a B complex. It's a vitamin D shot. It's what is that one that is supposed to like help your brain function though?
Carrots.
Carrots.
Yeah, it's got carrots.
Carrots got carrots in it.
No, it's like got
Hard to get in your vein.
There's
but
like
it's got
NAD,
carrots
and
in
then
it.
the other one that is, oh man, I can't remember the name of it, but it's a huge like mix of different vitamins. Not only that,
Is it like
but
a
it's-
mushroom, like the brain thing, like a nootropic?
Maybe it's like a
It has some sciencey name like glucose or something like
No,
that.
sorry.
glutathione. That's what it is.
There you go.
Glucose is just
Did you
sugar.
pull that?
Yeah, huh?
Did you really pull that?
Yeah, because he said glucose.
I knew that
It
it was
triggered
something
it.
like that.
Oh,
Yeah, glucose is just straight up sugar.
So glutathione is a thing that like improves your brain function and all these like other functions in your body apparently, and then it's just like super hydrating. So you're all the way hydrated and you're like crazy amount of vitamins and it, like just feeling like as hydrated as you're supposed to feel all the time when you're just like living like piece of shit life like me where I don't drink any water ever, and then I'm like, wow, this feels great. It just feels like you're normal, I guess. But I do think it helps you from like getting sick. Ben was feeling like slightly under the weather, and it kicked him into high gear.
And I survived the whole weekend.
You did.
Amazing.
The whole thing. Did
Well, we'll see if I can make it.
do you have to
tomorrow.
peel out after you take it?
Dude, yes.
You
And
did?
it's like neon colors.
Yeah, 'cause
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
vitamins. And you know what's weird? As soon as it starts going in, you can taste like Flintstone vitamins in your
Yeah.
mouth.
Really?
Like the taste
that
of
sounds
vitamins.
horrifying.
And it's like a little bit cold in your hand and stuff. It's
Yeah.
pretty wild.
I mean, I've had an IV, so you kind of feel it go like up the arm.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
It's pretty
Have you ever
fun.
had an MRI before where
Yeah.
they put that stuff in you that like will light up on the MRI? So it's like
No.
so there's like something
Is
that you
that
can,
like those dried foods that the people at the army
those are
eat?
those are
MREs?
MREs.
I haven't had that either.
He brings up he hasn't had either one.
Rations.
No, there's something that like if you do a certain MRI that they'll inject you with that like it goes throughout your body and like lights up in certain areas to show if there's a problem, right? So I got this done like way back in the day, but what they don't tell you is that it makes you feel like you peed your pants. Like it's
Whoa.
like
Really?
sort of like literally gives you the sensation that you have peed your pants. Like it's like warm.
Like it's warm.
And yeah, and they don't say that. So and then you got to go in this tube for 2 hours or whatever. So they give it to you and they put you in the tube. I go in there, I'm sitting in there and I'm like, I've peed my pants.
And everyone's watching.
For 2 hours.
and I'm in this tube. They're gonna like back me out of it and go, oh, this kid pissed his pants in there. What the hell? We're gonna have to redo the whole thing. And I came out and
You
was
have to
surprised.
buy
I
this
was
thing now.
dry as a
You're
bone.
still dry.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But anyway,
So for the whole 2 hours, like your balls were warm?
yeah, I was just like worried. I was like, well, what are you trying to think of excuses or like, here's how we're gonna talk our way out of this one, But I just let it go. I was like,
Well, clearly you just
eventually
let it go.
you just accept that you've peed your pants, but I hadn't. Like, I mean,
Oh,
it's
bizarre.
it's so realistic, crazy.
That is wild.
Yeah.
Man. So crazy.
We've not talked enough about hair. I feel like for a podcast that is.
Well, all right, we're hairdressers.
We're hairdressers.
Yeah.
This is
I mean,
our
that's
day
the point.
off.
This is our day off.
Off.
Exactly. It's a day off.
Okay. I'm just trying to keep us on topic.
It's hair
There's no
adjacent.
topic.
No, okay, hit us with a hair question.
All right.
You guys are good at this.
Yeah, sorry. I have a journalism degree.
Yeah.
It's really coming in handy.
Well, it's these guys,
Yeah.
They do so much more.
Okay.
Did you have pre-made questions for us?
No, of course not.
No.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I would do, but that's
For
not
me,
what you do.
No,
we
that's not
actually
what
are friends. We know each other. We don't need that question.
Yeah, we hang out. We text each other.
We're talking about the Barbie movie.
I know. If I have a question, I just text them. A hair question.
Yeah.
That's
Amazing.
crazy.
You guys have done a bunch of these episodes.
This
Been
is our
churning them out.
Third. How many have we done?
We did. You
One,
did
two.
2 yesterday.
This is
and
3
then,
today, so this is my 5th one for the
And
weekend.
you've had Krista hosting some with you and stuff like that too.
So Krista did a couple with us. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
cool.
That's so
Thanks for that introduction. She's so freaking cool.
Oh, we love her.
Color by Chris.
Yeah,
Is-
Color by
is her
Chris.
Instagram-
Krista
yeah,
Barbie.
Color by-
We call her the Wonder Kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's amazing.
Just out
She
there
is one of the
killing it.
best
I've
out
never
there.
met her, but I know she's done stuff in Beauty Launchpad before.
She's super cool too. I was hoping she's going to be in New York, but she didn't make it
What for the
for the Hairbrained Awards.
Yeah, for her.
Oh,
she's
I
in-
do want to talk about that.
She won one, and she
was teaching class that day, so she could come.
I actually took a picture and sent it to her while
she
we're
won
while
Color
we're-
Content Creator of the Year, actually.
She
She's
did,
amazing.
yes.
That's awesome.
And then she'll be at the next Hairbrain session in Minneapolis.
When is that?
It's June 23rd.
Oh, so it's right after premiere.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
premiere's
Weeks
first
after
weekend
that.
of
Yeah, a
June.
couple
Yeah,
weeks
yeah, yeah.
And then we've got New York again, and then the weekend after that, June 9th, we've got a couple hands-ons at the Goldwell Academy up
Oh,
there.
that's good.
Nice.
And
Love
then-
Goldwell.
Oh, yeah. So Goldwell's like our color line. That's the line that we use, you know. And then after that, I guess maybe we have a weekend off, or you're going to go see Brand New.
Oh yeah, and
The weekend
Newark,
after
New
that,
Jersey.
you're going to go see Brand New in New Jersey. But I got Shelby to say she would go to that.
Oh, let's
So
do
we're
it.
going to go see the band.
Did you offer her
Brand New.
popcorn and raisinets?
Well, this is a band
Yeah.
that she likes. That do you guys know of the band Brand New?
I do not. She probably
No.
And Manchester Orchestra's playing on Friday, and they're playing on Sunday.
So maybe we should
I'm
go
going to both.
Thursday night.
Yeah.
Go to Manchester.
Definitely.
You heard of either of these bands, Manchester Orchestra, Brand New?
I don't think so.
You didn't live in emo. How old are you?
I'm
How?
24.
Don't ask that question.
You're 24.
Yes, I'm going to be 25 at the end of the year.
Yeah,
so I'm
you
a
would-
2000s baby.
No, yeah, they were already in trouble for allegations by the time you were born.
Yeah.
I have
Not
a friend.
Manchester.
I have a friend who is an emo though. Her name is Maddie. Maddie with an M. I'm going to shout her out here.
She was an emo.
And she is an
And
emo.
now
She
she's
brought
a
me to.
full
No, I know
goth.
what's funny. She brought me to Summerfest because she grew up in Milwaukee
Oh yeah.
and had me see. I don't know. Set It Off. If you know Set It Off.
I've heard of
and
this is like
God,
fifth wave emo
it was
stuff,
either
though,
Pierce
Set
the
It Off.
Veil
Yeah, this is
or
like-
Sleeping with Sirens. It was Sleeping with Sirens.
we
I
were
think either
too-
the two are the fucking same
we
to
were
me. I
too
don't
old
know.
for these bands at this point. I mean, I know of all these bands.
I
but
watched
it's like,
people mosh pit for the first time, and I got so fucking scared.
Oh,
I
you
was
should've
worried I
jumped
was
right
gonna
out there.
die.
Really? You
Yes,
didn't get
I mean
in?
it was Summerfest. Like I was up in the. I mean, like I got there was. It was funny enough. Miller Lite was doing like a contest where you like had to play around a mini golf, and you got the hole in. You could like get tickets to go and see like be in the pit
That's how
and
you
got
got-
like
you got
free
it?
beer. Well, no, we didn't win. My friend and I didn't win
But
because
no.
neither of us are coordinated. But there was like a 10-year-old kid that won, and you had to be over 21 because obviously it was from an alcohol company. So he just came up to us and gave us the tickets, and that was
Oh, wow.
Sick.
That's
crazy.
awesome.
So shout out to that
And
kid
you get
wherever the hell
VIP,
he is.
like you get to like be in the suite.
I mean, it was just in the pit, and we got some free drinks, which was nice on 4th of July, so that was fun.
Dude, I
Um,
tried to go in the pit. So I would like
Finna be in the
mosh
pit?
and fight and all that stuff like crazy back in the day. And I would try to go in the pit in this metal band called the Acacia Strain, which they're super, super heavy, like hardcore metal band. And we were at a place called Furnace Fest, which is like another one of these nostalgia festivals put on by a hairdresser. We'll keep it on hair topics for you.
Perfect.
This guy named Johnny.
This guy had hair.
He owns, yeah, he owns a salon called Wheelhouse in Alabama, and he puts on this big, like, nostalgic emo metal festival in
So
Alabama
cool.
called Furnace Fest. Yeah, we've finessed press tickets to it multiple times. Which
Amazing.
we do
Good job.
we do not
There you
deserve
go.
at all. We were just going around asking all these bands who they were wearing, and they're like, fucking nothing.
Walmart?
You know?
That's
Like,
hilarious.
just the cheapest stuff.
It was awesome.
But I go into the pit for this. I'm like, you know what? I can still do this. I'm going to go into the pit.
Oh, no.
I'm in for 1 second. And someone clocks me in the head
Like
as
a-
hard as they can. And I
Massive.
hit the floor like right away. And like I crawl my way out. I come out and I've got this big knot
Huge
on
knot
my
on his
head.
forehead.
Yeah,
And
no,
we
it
had-
wasn't that bad, but I was terrified because I'm like I'd never seen mosh
We
pit
had
before.
just gotten there. I mean, this is like a minute into getting to
It
the
was
show.
awesome.
It was so stupid.
That ego's a
But-
fucking thing, Jake.
I was like, yeah, fuck, oh no, help.
That's hilarious.
I was hoping that you had seen it happen, but you saw the
Yeah, we were
aftermath
looking.
of it.
I couldn't find him we were like kind of.
You
up
didn't
behind
recognize
the
him.
stage. Couldn't find.
I was
him.
deformed,
And
yeah.
then- and then he was just back, and we're like, well, that was short.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And that's why I don't go to emo concerts. I'm
There
too
you go.
tiny for
That's
that.
why I don't go either.
Emo concerts, this doesn't happen. At emo concerts, people cry and stuff. This was a metal band, so it was like
Okay.
it was
heavy
heavy.
metal, dude.
Yeah,
Heavy
like
metal,
super,
dude.
super heavy.
So since last time you were in, Jake, you what's your relationship with Hairbrain?
I'm the creative director of Hairbrained,
That's pretty cool, man.
so yeah, it's pretty sweet.
How'd that come about?
You know, I mean, I think it's really been a long time coming. Like, we've been like a part of that community since it started, and like since 2009 or something like that. At least I was like posting on Hairbrain when it was just a website. For people who don't know, it's like I'd say it was the first social media for hairdressers specifically.
Right.
I mean, now it's a media company, it's an education company, it's a tool company, it's all of that. But at the time, it was really just like a website, a community like website. Like before there was, you know, Facebook like it is or Instagram like it is. You know, I guess there was MySpace and maybe just other things just emerging. Like Facebook, you had to have a college email or something to use it
Right.
back then. You know, so we were posting to it back then, just trying to get noticed. Like, you know, I would like see Gerard at events and stuff, and then like later on, like learning the razor, like from Nick and from Gerard, like that's who like Ben and I learned to use use a razor from was these two, not like in any real personal way, but just because we bought classes and
Yeah.
you know tried to ingratiate ourselves to them as much as possible over the years, and eventually,
worked.
yeah, it worked great.
Yeah.
And, eventually, we just became friends with Gerard specifically and Randy over at Hairbrained, and like.
Randy doesn't talk a lot.
Randy talks when you hang out with him, but he is
Yeah.
really more of like the video guy. Like he's super creative in a completely different way than Gerard. You know, he was a hairdresser too, but he just sort of fell into doing all the audio and video and the editing and the production and all of that. And Gerard has sort of become the face and the voice of
Yeah,
everything.
for sure.
But like as like everything went on and we started doing our own independent stuff, Gerard and us were just connecting on things, and we were sitting at maybe the Goldwell event
Oh, in Amsterdam.
in Amsterdam or Chicago. Maybe it was Chicago when he was there, but it was a Goldwell Global event, one of them. And he's talking about wanting to put on his own big event, and like he kind of enlists us to help create like a marketing like plan for it.
Mhm.
So we do that. It's like he puts together this group of artists. He talks to us about like ideas for how to sell these tickets. We put together a plan. We implement the plan, and within 2 weeks we sell 500 tickets for this event. And it's the first big ticketed Goldwell event or Hairbrained event ever, and it sells out, boom, like that. And it was just so great. And then afterwards, they came to me and they said they wanted to make it like an official thing. They wanted to work with me a lot more and have my input on the content, on the education, on really,
Educators.
on like
Yeah.
bringing people in. Like, you know, I think a goal of ours is to start to have Hairbrained make its own content, not just to be a page that is sharing other people's content. And I mean, and they did before. They made long form educational content, studio quality content, but for social media, it was you know, like a lot of other like share pages or media pages, like sharing other hairdressers' work. So we're trying to pivot it in a direction where it's like it's actually creating content. It's got its own face and voice and energy outside of like, you know, just like a repost situation. And I think it's all been working really great. We have an entire tour that we've been doing too. We sold out a similar event in Orange County, something like 250 hairdressers there. Same thing in New York.
That's the one that Ambrosia did, right?
Yes, that
Yeah,
Ambrosia
yeah.
did. Love her.
So
Love her
good.
too.
Then same thing in New York, just last weekend or the weekend before. And then we've got Minneapolis just launched. I think that we're almost 50% sold out the first week. So, and we've got 70 more days until that event. So hopefully we can get those numbers up. So if this, I don't know when this comes out,
Whenever it comes out.
but if you're in Minneapolis or you want to go there, go to the show. You know, it'd be fun.
Do you guys bring in like local artists and stuff too? So like if you know like some artists in Minneapolis, would you bring them on?
I
on
think
as
that
well?
would be a great idea. You know, Ben and I have been talking about putting on this event for a long time in Georgia that we have now picked a date for and we have a venue for. So we should start plugging it.
It's gonna happen for sure.
So one thing that you guys know, especially about Ben, is that like we have this big crossover with music. Like we love music. We've been in bands. Ben's in 6 bands right now. I'm in
Crazy.
one of those bands. But
Is that real?
Well, it's 4 and 2/2 bands is what it really is.
4
Okay.
and 2
4 and
halves.
2 halves. It's like an algebra.
Yeah,
I think-
four of them are like actually doing stuff, like playing a decent amount, not all the way regular because we don't have time. You know, I'm ruining it for all of them.
Yeah,
They're
you
all
are.
mad at me because I'm gone every time we get an opportunity to do a show or whatever. But there's 4 of them that I'm in that 3 of them like write and create our own music and put out music pretty regularly. And then one of them is a tribute band to Nirvana. So we pretend like we're Nirvana and we dress up like them and stuff. And that one plays the most, really. And then I have a half band that is with a couple of other dudes that live in Pensacola, Florida. We're called Beervana, and we dress up as beer cans and play and Nirvana and play 90s music. And we played at Fancy Fest Nashville like 3 or 4
That's
weeks
hilarious.
And
ago.
it's funny because the other people in that band are in a huge band. Well, one of them is in a huge band called Manchester Orchestra. The bass player from Manchester and his brother Andy, who is in a bunch of big bands himself.
Matt.
Sorry, I'm mixing it up. Matt is the drummer. Andy's the bass player. What bands was Matt in? He was in like some.
He's in a bunch of bands. They're both just like super duper professional, and
Yeah,
then
like-
there's me.
full-on successful career
And Ben.
musician.
Musicians.
But they honestly.
But it's a total joke.
They say it's a joke, but it is one of the most entertaining shows ever. It's so funny, and like you have loosely rehearsed, reoccurring jokes and stuff
Yeah.
that happen. So it is meant to be fun and funny, but it also actually sounds really good.
And it's like the same kind of insane banter that we do on stage that me and Jake
Yeah.
do. It's the same,
The
Same
same
kind of
vein
stuff.
of just being completely
just out
insane,
of control
like,
all
yeah.
the time.
so.
And then the other half band is me, Jake, and our friend Matt. That is our Jake, whatever, fancy
Business partner.
Yeah. And he is the drummer of it. I played the guitar and the bass, and Jake is the singer. And it is heavy metal, dude.
It's a metal band. It is a satirical metal band called the HOA, and it is about just suburban life and like being jealous of your neighbor's lawn. I'll play you a clip. We'll reveal a clip of it right
Oh,
now.
The first
Oh,
song, the
God.
first
No one's
single
ever
is
heard
called
it.
"Green with Envy."
Are we gonna get kicked off of YouTube?
No.
This is not
our
copyrighted.
music.
It's not copyright. Okay,
So if
amazing.
anybody
This is
wants the song, take it.
Original content.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
use it
Take it, please.
if it'll load.
This is original content. We recorded it with some friends of mine that are really famous music producers that have recorded a million super famous albums, and they're just friends of mine in Atlanta. Here you go.
Holy shit.
Uh-huh.
All right, that's all you get.
That's
That's
it.
Jake singing right there.
Tease,
I
Jake
was
tease.
like, I wanted more.
Give me more.
Also,
give me
holy
more.
shit, I didn't realize you could sing.
We'll play you more.
You
off.
got pipes.
We do
Off
we
pod.
love to sing all the time. I mean, that is also a thing that we do like nonstop. But it's tradition for us to go to karaoke in every city that we do class. Besides the last 2 that we've.
Yeah, but
Traditional
we've already
ish.
crossed
That
those
you-
off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we have to have not done it already. We will
In
make
that
sure
city.
it happens.
We have a little scratch off map in the salon where we scratch a state off every time we do it there.
Yeah, we're getting pretty good. We got to do a lot of the Midwest here.
Yeah, we need to go to like Wyoming and stuff like that.
When you guys did
Dakotas.
Presley Poe, did you guys do karaoke?
We
In Maryland?
Yeah.
I don't think that we did.
no,
You
we
can
didn't
scratch it.
because we were trying to go out afterwards and nothing
Oh,
was
that's
open.
Everything
right.
was closed.
We were
yeah.
walking
That's
up
right.
and
You
down
closed
that whole
down the
block.
city. That's right.
Yeah.
They closed it down for you.
That's right. Yeah.
That's amazing.
How's that going? We had a lot of fun doing the Presley Poe
Yeah,
event.
it's
How's it
really
going
fun.
for the next ones?
It's going good. It's going really good. We're actually, I mean, at the time of this recording, we're just a couple weeks away, so
Yeah.
it's going good.
You know, you got M. Chen.
Oh my gosh,
Cooking for
dude.
that.
So cool.
She's so much fun. You know,
She's one of my favorite people. That's
she's
for sure.
you are the male M Chen. She's the
Bah!
female.
Yeah,
she's the
yeah,
female
that's
Jacob
true.
Khan.
Except
you know?
that she's in no way like she doesn't like say a lot of bad words or anything like that.
Oh no, when she talks about you, she says a lot of them.
Yeah, I usually am like, well, I guess here's really what it is. It's like Emily will never say anything mean about anybody, and I certainly will say things that I hate
There's no
all the
doubt
time.
about it.
Like she'll say like, well, that's different. They're different. You know, they're so creative. If something is like horrible and she hates it, she's like, well, that's creative.
Well, she definitely picked up your snark thing. I've seen her do a couple posts about like
Well, yeah,
about snarking off on people that have
Yeah,
been
totally.
less than complimentary.
Yeah, but she does it almost in like a sort of nice way where I'm like, I'm going to figure out the thing that you're most insecure about,
Mhm.
and I'm going to exploit that in a comment now because you were mean to me.
Do you think? And I've actually thought about it. Do you think that some people are rude to you just so you comment back?
Well, some
can
people
you-
have
can
been
you feel it?
commenting saying that they're very tempted to do that at least.
I'm
you know?
definitely tempted to do it.
They're like, oh, I want to. They're calling it getting conned. They're like,
Oh,
That's
wow.
great.
That's
and it's been
amazing.
happening in the comments without me, so I'm like, I'm just letting it,
Let
like,
it-
it's an organic thing that's happening. But
That is good.
That is
so
brilliant.
they'll say like, I'm really tempted to say something mean to you so that so I'll get conned. And I'm like, well, I
love
will
it.
do it.
Yeah, really.
It is,
You might not like it.
It is an involuntary response that just happens immediately.
Yeah, you just get.
Have there been stuff like someone said and you're like, I'm getting even, and then you couldn't quite figure out what the angle to go at them? Could you do this really great thing like it's less of
Try to make it clever.
it's
like,
clever and not
Yeah.
like it's not
or
it
just
never
go
comes
like,
across to
"Screw
me
you,
as
buddy.
it never comes across to me as like mean as much as it does clever, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
Is there a line you won't cross?
no, certainly not. No,
No.
I mean, oh my God, there was one really bad one that.
Any that you're embarrassed by?
So no, I've never felt
Like,
embarrassed
fuck that dude.
in life before.
Exactly.
But there was one that it went wrong, and I deleted it. So there is a couple.
Oh,
Like,
let's talk about
they're-
the one that you deleted.
They're an older couple
Okay.
that
Oh,
have a
Jesus.
shared Instagram page,
Uh-huh.
and they commented and said, "Why do you always look so haggard to me?"
I
right?
get that.
And,
Maybe they meant Hagrid.
Either way, not a compliment. So all I did was screenshot a picture of these two
Hmm.
from their public Instagram, and then I put it put the comment they put and put their picture, and the caption just said, "Such a nice couple," and then my following took care of the rest,
Oh.
and their page was destroyed with comment. You could not open one of their posts that didn't have 50 comments of people saying, "Why do you guys look so haggard?" Like, it's literally just, they couldn't post anything.
Can you imagine being one of their friends that
Was
had
this
no
recent?
idea?
'Cause I
They're
actually think I
pleading with
remember
me, like,
seeing this.
"We're sorry."
It's like pictures of them with their grandbaby
Yeah,
or whatever.
they're like, "That baby
"This
looks
baby's
haggard as fuck."
Oh, did you feel bad?
I just didn't intend for their lives to get destroyed or whatever. So, I mean, I was like, you can delete, you got 300 followers, delete it, make a new one. No one cares about that you have this Instagram, like,
Right.
John and Bev
But-
or whatever your names are. But
Like, text your friends that you have a new one.
yeah, just be like, be careful. Like, why do that? Like, and sometimes I warn people. Like, there's a guy, he's the creative director for J Beverly Hills. Let's talk about that.
Oh, here we go.
So
Whoa.
he commented something about
She's shitting.
about what I was wearing, and told me that I shouldn't wear it, and that I I should wear sleeves, and was sort of making fun of me or whatever, like trying to just be an asshole. He's like some old school hairdresser that thinks that you should have to wear a suit and tie in the salon. He was just
Oh.
being a dick to me or whatever. So I can't even remember exactly what I said, but I screenshot his comment and a response that I put, and then the same thing is happening with this guy. And he's like, I was kidding, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think that you were just kidding. It's like you just regret it now, and that, to me, that is the whole point of why I'm doing this. Like, there are so many hairdressers and people in general that don't want to put their work online, that don't feel comfortable putting themselves in the position to be critiqued out there, which is what we do. Like, when you put it online, you're open for critique. But the thought for me is if you're going to leave these negative, mean, bullshitty comments on people's stuff, there's something wrong with you, and I want you to be afraid to do that.
Yeah.
So it's if you do
Like,
it,
there's
to me,
consequence.
yeah, or you do it to any one of my friends, or I see you doing it on a page, I'm gonna do it back to you, and I'm gonna do it better than you because I'm good at doing it. And I wouldn't do it ever. I would never start it, but I will finish it every single time, and I'm really good at doing it. So it's fun, and I will keep doing it. So if you are a troll out there and you want to get trolled back, come.
If you want to get conned.
I will con you, and
Yeah,
you
we'll
will
definitely
never
con you.
recover. But yeah, no, some people think maybe I shouldn't do it. I should rise above it or whatever. And I'm like, well, go to church. That's not for me. But other people are thanking me nonstop, and they're doing it too. They're like, I'm feeling confident enough to take on these trolls, or to not stress about them as hard, realizing that they're just they're
Trolls.
weak trolls,
Yeah.
whatever. So.
That's awesome, man. So we had some big breaking news last week, right? You selling your shop?
Yes, we have sold the salon. The
It's
deal
sold, so it's gone.
Deal is
Deal
made. Well,
over.
we have it until June 1st. That's
Uh-huh.
when the transfer will actually happen.
So
But
what are you going to work? Like behind
Yeah.
the chair?
Ben and I have been building out another space in the city that should be done in 2 or 3 weeks or something like that from now. So it'll be me, Ben, Allie, and my brother taking all of our clients, making all of our educational content, It's just like closer to where we live. Ben and Allie have been driving an hour to and from work
Oh,
every
stop,
day
really?
for years.
Yeah, we both live in the same building, right in Inman Park, in the Beltline area of Atlanta. It's like a really cool
Do you want to come
area
and
and stuff.
fuck with them in real life?
Yeah,
Great.
I'm knocking the
What's
door.
your address?
828 Ralph McGill
He
Boulevard.
literally
Jesus.
is already given the building. Yeah,
Oh my
like,
God, is it crackhead?
very
yeah,
specific building.
And now you're gonna get stalkers.
Whatever, yeah, come on
Hopefully.
by.
That's a compliment.
Yeah, that's right.
It means he has friends.
Why not me?
He's at the
Great.
movies.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, I'm never there except for in the middle of the night. So that's when you need to come.
What apartment number?
313.
Oh,
But yeah, they've
I
been
feel
driving
so
hard.
responsible now.
Oh, it's fine. He wants to
He has
do
a
it.
gun. He's fine.
He does.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Jeez.
Hey, so when you were looking for your new spot, did you make sure that it was close to a roomie's kitchen?
It is close. It's close enough to a Roomies. There's a Roomies in Buckhead, which is like maybe 25 minutes away. There's also one in Sandy Springs. But
It's one of my favorite restaurants.
I've never been.
I do love a
They just
Persian.
opened one in D.C.
Oh,
and
really?
There's
Oh,
a bunch
great.
of there's a bunch of Roomies kitchens in Atlanta. I didn't. It's so good. I didn't realize it was a chain.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize. I mean, I knew that there was like 3 or 4 of them around the city, but it is like a pretty nice restaurant. It's like Persian food that I love. But I mean, the area that Ben is in, you could throw a rock and hit like the nicest
Yeah,
restaurant
it's,
in your
it's
life.
a
Yeah.
really like the best area of town, and it's very walkable. It's like one of the only areas of Atlanta that is walkable, and you can like ride a bike or walk to a million things, and you don't really need to drive there, which is very, very rare in our city because we don't have like public transportation or whatever. That's very good.
But now he can walk 5 minutes and
Yeah,
he's
it's
at the
5-minute
new salon
walk
space.
to the new spot, which is so
Nice.
nice.
And it's the same drive for me, so it's like I was splitting the difference anyway. I was in the middle, so
So you're good.
yeah, I don't
so
mind
it's gonna
anyway.
be so fun.
That's awesome. And what's the ETA on that?
Like, when will that happen?
When
We
when
should-
we
I bet
guys
we'll
open
In
up?
May.
Yeah, I bet that we'll take our first clients in there maybe May. I think we said May 2nd or something like that. We've blocked out a few days for the transition to move everything over
Yeah.
there. But that is if it is actually finished. So we, you know, construction it could might not happen, but
Will it be an EDU space too?
it's not big enough to do big giant classes or anything. But when we got this 4,000 square foot space that we've had for so long now, that was sort of our thought. Was like, oh, let's do big classes in Georgia all the time. And what ended up really happening was that we ended up hosting big classes in Georgia all the time for other people because we're just constantly on the road.
Sure.
So, and if you do something too many times in the same place, you exhaust an audience there. You need to like be a destination, maybe. When you look at all these other academies that have like existed in the past, like look at all the Sassoons and all that stuff that have like now closed down or
Sure.
whatever. It's like it's hard to get people to go to the same place over and over and over again. A few companies have good ones. Like Goldwell's got a great academy in New York and Toronto. Schwarzkopf's got the Henkel thing, I think. But in a general way, we're getting called to different places all the time. So we ended up hosting people, which is great. We had all of our friends come out there, all the biggest hairdressers ever, like at least of this generation or whatever, doing stuff now,
so many good ones.
teaching classes, selling out in Georgia, which is really cool. But from a business standpoint, it's cool to do, but it is not a money-making thing to host
Sure.
people. Like the sort of industry standards that like your team goes for free. You're not charging a lot of money to like
Right.
use the space, which we were fine with. But over time, it was like, is the big salon really what we need? Like we did it for 10 years, like big commission salon. For the last 3 years, we switched it to rental only because Ben and I are just gone nonstop, And in the last year, it's gotten so much so that maybe we're behind the chair 3 days, sometimes 2 days a week that we're really like taking clients because we're just on the road or whatever. And then Ben, if he is not teaching class, he's scheduled other trip that he's doing. He just literally is not able to sit still at any moment. So,
That's right.
so it just made sense. We had 2 years left on the lease, and we decided we weren't going to renew the lease. We were like, in those 2 years, we're going to pivot and focus on the education. We're going to downsize the brick and mortar just to do what we're doing and not have to worry about, what a whole team of people that's so big is doing, Even though we love all of them, most of the hairdressers there have been with us like since the beginning of their career, and they've just gone their whole time with us. But because they've been renters for a few years now, it's like they're ready. Like they've learned to fly. We're not booting a bunch of commission hairdressers or something. They're all
Right.
renters, so they'll all go to studios and the new salon that is that bought us out is offered for everybody to stay too if they want to stay. They don't want them to go, so they'll all have the chance to make those choices.
And they'll keep the same model.
Well, they are a lot different than us, I would say. Like, I'm not strict. Like, like a girl. Well, Monica, she's she's my business partner's wife, but she'll come to, like, what was that? Like, she had like some kind of weird cat shirt, like a cat with a machine gun on, or something like that. Like, just any like weird like Walmart brand shirt. Like, I don't care, Like, I have no. Like, you can come in pajamas. I'm like, they're your clients. This is like your thing. Like, we provide this big building. You've got your business within it, and I like it that way. I think, like, one thing that's always been weird in our industry is that everyone pushes the whole idea that we're artists, but then all of these like brands and stuff try to like mold you into this one mindset, like wear this, say this, do this, like here's how we say stuff on stage. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, you're not an artist. You're a carbon copy, a cog, So I didn't want that. I'm just like, you guys do whatever you want. Like, they have 24/7 access. They're in and out. They do their own ordering, their own, use their own color lines. This other space, which maybe is why they are more successful than we were at the salon. They really focus on the salon. Like, the owner is there every day. You know what I mean? Like, and they've got 100 employees. They've got 2 locations. They have a rental commission mix model. Yeah. And when you're in your rental there, they like provide your color. You can only
really?
Like, yeah, they
have,
pay
like,
for the
deals.
color, and then they have like a fee that gets charged, like it's part of your rental fee that pays for the color. They have a dress code, like you can't wear a shirt that says like my other ride's your mother or something like that. Like that's a shirt that Ryan Teal was wearing the first time I met him. If you guys know Ryan Teal, he was wearing that shirt. But
That's actually like downplayed for Ryan Teal, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the most tame thing he's ever said or done.
That's absolutely the truth.
But yeah, so they are a lot more. They're more put together than we are in that way.
Yeah, and I think we arrived at this. We were on stage with Sam Villa, the great one, this morning, and we had a really good, long talk with him a couple years ago at this very show, ABS Chicago.
So like 3 or 4 in the morning.
And he just like gave us so much advice about all of that stuff, and he sort of had a similar situation where he owned a big salon and he was gone all the time, and he like had to figure out where his priority was going to go.
Mm-hmm.
We sort of
Sam's,
took that to heart. Really.
Sam's loose advice to us was close the salon. Like that is basically
that was it.
Yeah, that's basically the advice that he gave us. Like,
because the story he tells is that like he went to his staff and he's like, I can't do this for you anymore, so I just can't do this. I can't commit the way that I would need to you.
And I think in a way it's like that is a thought that we're having with our salon. Like, if you want to have a big successful team, that you need to be there to guide them and to be a part of the culture of your own business. And at this point, it's like we made a thing that was working. I mean, it's like it's not like the salon is losing money. It's all paid. It's a rental space, so it just all zeroes out nicely. And then everything else was the thing that was making money. So it was like a little placeholder for us. But because we were barely ever there, it just started to feel like there was a disconnect between that and fancy. Like, it was just a completely different thing.
And it kind of just like your priorities change as you go. Like when you're in hair school, everyone is always like, oh, one day you can own your own salon,
Right.
And that's like the highest thing that you could ever do.
Sure.
And then as you go along and get some other stuff cooking, it's kind of like, well, that's a direction you can go in, or you can go in any of these others.
Well, what you guys are doing is literally just kind of in the way now.
Well, Sam said something that I think that rings pretty true. It was like, he said, I can either affect this group of hairdressers here, or I can affect like as many hairdressers around the world as possible.
And he said that.
Yeah, I think that is the goal. It's like, we don't want to say, oh, I want to be the next Sam Villa, because I think we have our own direction and we have our own energy and vibe. But I mean, I don't think there'd be anything wrong with that. With that,
Yeah.
So,
not a bad way to go.
Like, I do love that trajectory. For us, it's about growing our tool line, growing the reach that we have with education.
Mm-hmm.
I think continuing to plug away on all the social stuff too. Like, as much as people want to say that they hate it, I kind of love it. I mean, I think it's really fun to make content, and now we've got, I think this time next year, Instagram's over 1 million, TikTok's at like 250, YouTube 200,000 people subscribe now. So I mean, we're really trying to spread it out over every platform and not just make it like, oh, we just have an Instagram account or something, and then we also have subscription education available, like on Instagram, on our own website. Now we started with the 1 scissor. I think we have 7 different pairs and 2 razors that you can choose from now. We've got world tour of our own independent education and stuff. I mean, we've got multiple countries every year. It's like we've done now. We did London. We did in Ireland. We'll have Mexico. We did Canada, and we're just pushing to do more and more. Yeah, we'll do Australia. Probably will be the next like place that we take on our own. So these are like with no brands, no brand support, nobody paying our way, nobody buying our tickets. You know, nobody, not just like being able to be like, you see a lot of, you know, and I'm not knocking them, it's awesome, but you see like, you know, a lot of our friends, other people like working like, oh, I'm on the way to this country to teach this great class. And it's like, yeah, it's like a class that is organized by by Procter & Gamble or what, you know, whatever.
Yeah,
So you got so many salons. That's an amazing experience to have. But I just think there's something in selling it on your own, like doing it by yourself. If any brands would like to take us anywhere, we want to go as well. But
like just
keep the record
alienated
straight.
the entire industry.
no, I mean, it's like, you know, we've done some of that. We've done a bunch of like international stuff for Goldwell, and you know, I go to Berlin in like 2 weeks for Goldwell. There's like a YouTube show that I'm on for them called Ride or Die, which is almost like a cooking show for hairdressers, but it's like doing hair instead, and
That's
it's this
pretty
like loose, fun atmosphere. But they shoot it in Berlin, so I'm doing the second episode of that I've done. But in general, most of the international stuff, or like the growth that we're having, is through Fancy, like through our own blood, sweat, and tears. You know,
I love that,
So-
man. I love that. Hey, you guys up for a sour ball challenge?
Oh, good.
Oh, I was hoping we would just keep talking and that we would just wouldn't get to it.
I know what you were doing.
Okay, what we should do.
Yeah, let me hear.
If you don't have any, you should try and have some prepared questions, because you got to put that in somebody's mouth, and then you got to fucking rattle off questions that we got.
Actually, you know what? You know what I learned
Uh,
when last time we talked and we had just done the hot one. Here's what I learned. Sean Evans is onto something, because it seems
Yes.
like the hotter your mouth is, the more you'll just
Yeah,
blabber.
you'll just say whatever. It puts you into this weird, borderline euphoric pain.
But he's
and you're
also, a good
you're also like you don't
interviewer.
really.
Yeah, he's an incredibly prepared interviewer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's great. I mean, he's great. He's great. But it's like you don't care what's coming out of your mouth because you've got a lot of chaos in your mouth.
That's right.
You should just like, we should do it, and then like you don't
Yeah,
have you
you're
don't
the journalist.
do it.
No,
Yeah.
she has to do it.
I am
No,
a journalist.
We do it, and she asks you journalism us.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. This is it. That's it.
Oh, I love this. I love this.
You just love it because you don't have to do it.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You can ask us. You can quiz us
Listen,
about the
I think it would
beautiful-
be dangerous if I did it. We don't have any Tums in the present, so
No.
I feel like
about
I
the
would
style
get violent.
switch. You can ask us questions about
Oh,
our
yes.
favorite tool,
Yes.
the Style Switch from
That's it.
Babelist
Hell
Pro Nano
yeah.
Titanium
Oh, that's
Style
it?
Switch. Available
And then
now.
I'm going to
with
send this to Babelist, and I'm going to make them run an ad
Yeah,
on Beauty
that's
Launchpad.
it.
Over 5 different attachments for all your hairstyling needs. The Style Switch is available now through many distributors, I believe.
Powerful,
Only
Or at
$11.
babelist.com.
powerful,
Yeah.
fast drying, unlimited styling. No.
So,
I'll
but,
grab
but,
one.
but here's the real challenge. Well, we're only doing one at a
Okay.
time. But here's
You
the
can't
real
do more than
challenge.
one. You'll die.
So the real challenge is there's no face for a minute.
Oh, okay.
There's no way that's going to happen. But okay.
But that's the challenge.
All right.
All right, we need Katie. We need a timer.
I
Can you
have my
come-
phone.
Can you
I
come
can
do
do
a
it.
time? Oh, you got it? Okay, cool.
And for the audio listener, these are beautiful light blue colored balls.
These are blue balls.
Wow.
Just the same color as the Babelist Pro Style Switch.
Which is our favorite tool, the Babelist Pro Style
Actually,
Switch.
if you look really close to the blue balls, they have a label. They have a Style Switch logo on them. Babelist logo.
Wow. It's a sponsored.
Yeah.
Sponsored blue balls.
Wow, how about that?
For you guys who don't know what the Style Switch is, there's one sitting on the table that has sparked our conversation about this. But it's like a new tool coming out for Babelist that we all like used on stage this weekend that has interchangeable pieces. So you need like one base piece. It comes with like a smoother, a regular blow dryer, a diffuser, a paddle brush, a round brush. That is going to be, you're going to see it everywhere. You're not going to be able to escape it. Like every single one of your clients is going to be begging for it. That's why it is on this table and why we keep making jokes
I think they
about it.
released it on Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
But you guys have been
Just
using it for
now.
years.
Well, we invented it in the early 90s.
Yeah.
Um,
1890s.
And at the time, there was no electricity. It was just a bunch of different pieces of plastic with different shapes.
Little-
When old Thomas Edison and
Tesla?
Ben Franklin discovered electricity, you know, that really changed the game. Dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was
What we
it.
did is we tied a Rapido blow dryer to a kite. And
Rapido.
then when it was struck by lightning, it gave us the Style Switch.
I'm just saying. It's just
Presley
became-
says it's Rapido.
Yeah, Presley says a lot of stuff.
Fair, fair. That's fair. Okay, so are we? Again, we're eating the world's most sour candy. Now that I say it out loud, my heart rate went up a little bit.
The back
Yes.
jowls of my mouth are already going
Oh, it's
crazy.
crazy. So this is the world's most sour candy. And,
What's that?
and
Is there a brand of it? Like, how do you?
Yeah,
It's
it
called
says
Blue
Mega
Balls.
Sour Raspberry Bombs.
there you go. Oh, so
Okay.
it's raspberry. That's good.
Oh, I love raspberry.
Raspberry, yeah. So,
Our mouths are
and-
gonna be blue too.
and it totally is. And so the challenge is no face for a minute. We got it.
All
We're
right.
gonna do
Like
our
you
best.
can't react.
But are we gonna talk? We're just gonna sit here silent on a podcast.
No. We're gonna. Well, she's gonna interview us, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
That was
You
it.
got to
But no
journalism
face.
us.
Yeah,
She's gonna journalism us. All right, cool.
with my degree from Columbia
Your
College, Chicago.
Your journalism
She-
degree.
She just put up the questions on Chat GPT.
Did you?
No,
No,
Oh.
okay.
no, I don't
She's
use
anti
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT. She's a journalist, after all.
Yeah. Okay.
I write
All right.
my own questions. I'm my own person.
All right, Gabby, you have to count us down.
All right, 3, 2, 2 1/4, 1, go.
Not bad. Not bad.
I'm just watching. I'm perceiving.
Getting worse. Getting a lot worse.
Jacob just had a reaction.
No face, Jacob.
Okay, and Corey just had a reaction.
It was an orgasm I had.
Okay.
You beat yourself. This might be worse than
Oh.
the ship.
If you don't move it, nothing happens.
Yeah, that's what Ben's like.
Yeah, I was like, I've seen no reaction from Ben.
Well, he's not moving.
It tastes kind of salty.
I'm sure it sounds so good for everyone else. It's
All
also
right,
very
we're
big.
44 seconds in, 45. Do you want me to
Oh,
start
it's
asking
going
questions?
sweet now.
I'm not sweet yet.
Yeah, after.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
What is, if there's one person,
Not too
one person you could like have in your chair, like a celebrity, someone who would you want to style their hair?
Go, Ben. You first, Ben.
You first, Ben.
Or like a public
Celebrity?
figure? Yeah, like anyone, or a person from history. Maybe we could even go someone who's dead, who you're like looked at their hair and they're like, I could fix that.
Lincoln.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to get my hands on George Washington. That triangle thing that he had going on, what was that
The
about?
founding father hair.
Oh, just so everyone knows, it's sweet now.
It's sweet.
We have moved past the sour.
And it's sweet.
That's,
but-
I think that's a 1 minute thing.
If you are moving around, if you move it around, it was bringing out some very,
Yeah,
not
add
very
some-
comfortable flavors.
Salt.
Okay.
Definitely some salt in there.
There's definitely some salt. I kind of think Ben cheated.
But there's a payoff at the end because now
You
it's
didn't
just
tell
a
us any
nice,
rules, dude.
nice little
Give me another
raspberry
one.
candy.
You want another one?
Put 2 more in your
I
mouth
would
at the
too.
same time.
Come on.
Put like 5 of them in.
Put
How
both
many
balls
you
in
put
your
in
mouth.
your mouth in the same time. Or what?
Wait.
Great.
Move it
Yeah.
around now.
You're-
Anyone else?
Is
Well,
anyone else
Tana
gonna do
said
it? No.
Tana wants to do it.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Greg wants to
Everybody's
do
doing
it.
it now.
All right.
Really, my favorite celebrity hair is Gracie Abrams, the singer.
I love Gracie
I want
Abrams.
to cut hers so bad.
Oh,
I have.
Don't put one of those in my mouth. Okay, fine, and I'll do it.
Do it.
I'm gonna get fired from Beauty Launchpad because I'm gonna say some stuff that's probably not very good.
if we
Ow,
haven't
this is
already
sour.
gotten you fired from Beauty Launchpad, I mean, wait, you tell me I couldn't work at Beauty Launchpad?
You're fired. It's not bad now. Once you get over the thing,
It's a lot of you.
I mean, you're definitely giving chipmunk vibes.
Initially, it's not so bad, and then it gets real kind of gross. I
Yeah.
feel like it's gross for a little bit. And
Were
then
your
it's just
eyes
a nice
watering?
candy.
It's not
My eyes were
awful. I
watering.
thought it was gonna be way worse.
It starts like move it around your mouth.
No.
Yeah, if you lock it in still, nothing happens. You got to move it. You can't just you're
You got
chipmunking
to
it.
move it.
You can't just push it into your cheek pouch.
That's the only way. Oh god, I can feel it in my
Yeah,
throat.
yeah.
It's
She's like, it's
burning.
fine. She's like, who would I
Who's your
have?
Celebrity.
What celebrity whose hair? What I actually want to do? You know who I really like right now is her name Sophie Hatcher
Mm.
from. She was in a bunch of things. She was in that movie Heretic recently. She was in.
Ben saw that movie.
She's in what's it called? The Yellow Jackets. She's in the Yellow Jackets. I've loved her hair every season. Somebody cuts it. I just did a inspiration video using her as inspiration. She liked the video. That was nice.
Nice.
That's cool.
But then I looked and I saw that she was following Jane Matthews, and I'm like, maybe Jane is the one that cuts. It is a shag, so it's like I would assume every incredible shag out there, it's like Jane is the one who's doing it possibly, or she's a fan of Jane's. But I would love to have her in my chair. I think she has really great style. She's a great musician. She's a great actress, and she's got really cool hair. So
Have you had any celebrity clients?
I have had a handful of celebrity clients. Yeah.
Who's your favorite?
Maybe I would say Jake Bon Jovi is my favorite.
Who's Jake Bon Jovi?
Bon Jovi's son.
Yeah, he's married
wow.
to Millie Bobby Brown.
Well, I was doing.
she is?
I
Stranger
did,
Things.
done Millie a good bit, and then
Are they in Atlanta?
met. Yeah, they live outside of Atlanta, but
What's
I
her
won't give
address?
their home address. Yeah.
Whoa.
But Jake was actually really cool. Like connected with him over we had a lot of similar entertainment interests and stuff like that. He seems like a cool kid. So
Yeah.
always had fun cutting his hair.
I met John Bon Jovi once.
Oh yeah.
You did? That's crazy. Tell that story.
Well, it's in the military, and we were in New Jersey, and honestly, we walked in and like it was like the '90s, right? Like when he was like John Bon Jovi with all the hair. So I didn't really recognize him because like he wasn't done up.
Just like
That's
Hazel
good.
Mara.
That's good. He wasn't really done up, so his hair was all down. But the guy that I was with recognized him, and it
I'm
was
surprised
just
they let him have that hair in the military, dude.
you win.
Got
How
him.
come Ben always wins?
Got him. Oh, great.
So good.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. How you guys doing? How you doing?
I'm fine. It
Yeah,
was
this
bad
is
for like
delicious
30
now.
seconds, but I thought it was going to be way worse.
Maybe
Ben wants another one.
Hannah from Group Love as well.
Oh yeah,
She's
so
a great
Mm.
client. We have her in the salon a good bit. But
cool. My probably the biggest celebrity that I do their hair is The Rock.
Well, you do a great job.
Oh, you want to know what's funny about The Rock? I have a massive cardboard cutout of him in my basement.
in your bedroom, you mean?
My basement. No, my basement.
Dark.
My basement.
She just wants to brag about having a basement because that means that you have stature having a basement.
Having a
Yeah.
basement.
We have
A
a whole
cellar.
sports
A
bar
cellar.
down there
It
and
means that you have
stuff.
stairs.
Yeah, you have
You have
stairs.
stairs.
You got a
have
house?
stairs?
That means
I have
you're rich.
stairs
You-
and the house.
You have a place to live.
I do.
Oh my
You're rich if you have stairs.
Well, I'm not a great celebrity hairdresser because I can't keep the schedule that they need me to keep.
That's
like,
fair.
Honestly, I don't do Jake Bon Jovi anymore. I believe because of the last time I was supposed to do it. Like, they
Cut his hair?
Well, people will just ask you, short notice because their schedules are crazy too,
Sure.
and it just doesn't ever work out. I'm like, oh, I'm out of town, or maybe I can get it in. It just, then it didn't work out. And we got a buddy Tim Duenas that does a lot of celebrities. He does,
Glenn Powell.
yeah, Glenn Powell. He travels with
Nice.
them.
Oh, that's cool.
So he
Yeah.
did that wig in the Super Bowl commercial for him too, and everything.
Nice.
He's also one of the best hair cutters in the world. Incredible educator. Him and his wife are really amazing, and he is literally on a press junket with Glenn Powell right now. I was messaging him oh, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I just was in this city, this city, this city.
That's pretty
And
cool.
we'll say oh yeah, we're in these cities, but you got to be available to do it with Glenn Powell and not teaching hairdressers,
I wonder often, like some of the LA hairdressers, even the ones that are on the Babyliss team, how they do it for the same reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's so.
Well, is there anybody on the Babyliss team really doing big celebrity work? I don't think that.
Phil was for a while. I don't know if he still is.
Philip.
Wolf.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a couple rockers or something like that. But I feel like mostly what they're doing is TikTok content, and you know what I mean. It's
Right.
it's
More
pivoted
content creators
Yeah,
than
it's
it is
that's
clients.
where it is now. They have studios and they're doing that sort of thing. You look at real celebrity people Rihanna or Nicki or people like that. They're in the salon. They're available for the celebrities for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see them doing them at people's houses
Yeah,
and stuff.
A lot
Yeah.
of house calls and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
you gotta be
You gotta
in
get
LA.
Tim, you get Tim on the podcast. I mean, he has some great stories, freaking stories about doing some of the most famous crazy rock stars and
Really?
situations that he's been in with them. And
Oh, we
he's-
might need a hook an introduction.
Yeah.
we will do
definitely.
that for sure.
That's awesome. All right, boys, we got to roll. We've been on for an hour, believe it or not, or a
Oh,
little bit
wow.
Have
over
we?
an hour. Yeah, hour 2 we've
Jeez.
been on, so
So
that's
you're gonna
amazing.
have about 10 solid minutes you can use. That.
Yeah, you have a-
Exactly.
this is
We
a
have
very
one clip.
redacted episode for some reason.
We just talked about the style switch.
This is like
That
the
was-
Kennedy report that just came out.
Yeah. I didn't ask you anything about the style switch.
You don't need
Jacob-
to ask.
Jacob did the
Go.
whole
The
thing.
style switch speaks for itself. You
It
don't have to
does.
ask any questions about
5
it.
attachments, dude.
Five
What,
attachments.
not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5
Five.
attachments.
It's salty again. Oh yeah, the inside
I
has a
felt
little
pain.
bit of. The inside has a little
She
bit
got
of a
pinged
pop.
with a little. Oh, yeah. There's something in there. It starts to get holes in the
Yep.
candy, and then more of the sour is coming
Now
out.
I'm
it's
sorry
starting
to
to
get that.
It's a.
It's starting to
dropped it
taste
on the
like-
damn
Or just
floor
scratch
just
it.
now and
So
put it back.
rude. And then put it back in his mouth.
Ben put it on the floor and then put it back in his mouth.
What is wrong with you?
I heard there was something sliding in the middle.
All right. Well,
there was a. This is a convention center floor. That's.
It's the most
kinda
sanitary
disgusting.
floor ever.
Definitely.
That's a solid ending, I think.
I think so. I think so too. Miss Gabby, Mr. Ben White, and Jacob Kahn. Thank you very, very much for joining us on your day off.